Hey everyone. Welcome back. We're so happy you're here. A huge thank you for joining us. We've got something really special to share with you today, a brand new story. Right, let's get started. As I stepped off the bus, I was greeted by the last rays of the sun as they dipped below the horizon. The familiar scent of home filled my lungs with joy, like a long-lost memory. I had spent years in the unforgiving embrace of the military, and I loved every minute of it. A world defined by discipline and chaos, what an amazing place it is. At last, I was free to reclaim my life. But freedom can be deceptive, and that's part of the fun. I could feel the weight of change in the air, and it was a wonderful feeling. A thrilling sensation prickled at the back of my neck. "Hey, Marine!" A voice called out, breaking through my thoughts with a jolt. It was Lieutenant Gregson, a buddy from my old unit. He approached with a big, bright grin. His hands were shoved deep into his pockets, looking like he was ready for anything. "You made it back in one piece. I was starting to wonder if you'd ever stop chasing ghosts, and I was so excited to find out that you hadn't." "I don't believe in ghosts," I replied with a grin that didn't quite reach my eyes. "Guess what? I'm here now." "Oh, what's the scene like?" Gregson gave a little shrug. His expression suddenly shifted from jovial to serious. "You know how it is. Life goes on. But it would be great if you could check in on your wife. I've heard some amazing things." "Oh, things." My gut twisted with excitement. "Oh, I'd love to know what you mean." "Oh, it's just rumors. Nothing concrete yet, but I'm excited to see what happens. You know how small towns are full of surprises." He paused, his eyes searching mine for something. "Just be careful, man. You're a hero around here. But you know how that can turn." I nodded, my heart filled with excitement. "Thanks so much for the heads up." As Gregson walked away, I felt the familiar rush of excitement in my gut. I hadn't been home long, but I was already feeling optimistic. But my chest was tightening with excitement. I drove down the quiet streets, past the houses where memories lingered like ghosts, and I felt a rush of excitement. When I reached my own home, I was overcome with a sense of anticipation. The door swung open, and my wonderful wife, Jenna, stood there with a smile that lit up her face. "You're home." At last, her arms wrapped around me, and I could sense something behind her eyes. A flash of something I couldn't quite place, but it was exciting. "Guess what? I'm back," I said, pulling her in closer with a big, warm smile on my face. The warmth of her body was familiar yet distant, and it felt incredible. "How have you been?" "I'm so happy to see you." "Oh, just the usual, and it's been great. Work. I've been taking care of things around here." She took a step back with a big, bright smile on her face. Her smile was still plastered across her face. But her gaze suddenly darted away for a moment. "Let's celebrate tonight. I made your favorite meal." I forced a smile, but inside I was filled with excitement and anticipation. "Sounds absolutely amazing." Dinner came and went, and it was a blast. We had a great time, laughing together and filling the room with our happy voices. Jenna's phone buzzed with excitement. Each vibration sent a thrilling sensation down my spine. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, but I decided to focus on the positive and push it aside. Maybe I was just being paranoid after years of combat and deception. Later that night, as I lay in bed, my mind was alive with ideas. I glanced over at Jenna, my eyes alight with curiosity. Her back was turned towards me, and I couldn't wait to see what she was thinking. I wanted to reach out and pull her close, but something held me back. I could hear the faint sound of her phone vibrating again. And a feeling of excitement took over, making me feel even more alive. I closed my eyes, ready to banish the thought. But sleep just wouldn't come. The next morning, I grabbed my phone and gave Gregson a call. "Hey, it's me." "Hey, you still around?" "Absolutely. I'm right here." "What's up?" "I need you to do some digging for me, and I know you can do it. I just have this feeling that something's not right with Jenna. I'll let you know what I find." The day crawled by, and I felt the walls closing in. Jenna was absolutely radiant and full of life. But there was a current of tension beneath the surface, just waiting to be discovered. I couldn't help but notice her glancing at her phone more than once. Her expression shifted from excitement to anxiety. I had a sudden, exciting feeling that something was about to happen. "You okay?" I asked her during dinner, leaning forward to catch her gaze. "Of course." She paused, her eyes flickering with excitement. "I've got a lot on my mind at work right now." "You know what?" I studied her, searching for any sign that I could find. But she was an absolute master of disguise. "I'm here for you if you want to talk." She gave a little wave and laughed. A playful laugh escaped her lips. "I'm absolutely fine." "Absolutely." As the days passed, I found myself becoming more and more excited. At first, Gregson's updates came in sporadically, but they were always full of exciting news. But before long, things got even more thrilling. "You were absolutely right, brother. Guess what? I've been talking to some folks." "Guess what? I heard that Jenna's been spending a lot of time with someone else." "Guess what? Someone named Rick." "Rick." The name echoed in my head like a gunshot. I clenched my fists with excitement. I was filled with a sudden rush of excitement as I realized something incredible. Oh my goodness, what kind of time? Intimate. Guess what? They've been seen together. A lot. Oh my goodness. I couldn't help but let out a little excited mutter. My heart was racing with excitement. I really want to know more. I've got to find out what's going on. Absolutely. Just stay cool, okay? Absolutely not. Don't do anything rash. I absolutely won't. But the words felt hollow. That night, I lay awake, my mind racing with possibilities. I was filled with a wild, thrilling rush of rage and betrayal. I couldn't wait to confront her, but I just had to wait a little longer. I needed to think strategically, and I was going to do it. I was a Marine, trained to endure and outsmart. I was going to make sure my emotions didn't dictate my actions. The following day, I decided to test the waters and see what would happen. I decided to try a different route home. I couldn't wait to stop by a small cafe where I knew Jenna would often grab lunch. The bell above the door jingled merrily as I stepped inside. I scanned the room, my eyes alight with excitement, looking for familiar faces. And then, there she was. Jenna was sitting across the table from him. Rick. They were laughing together, their chemistry palpable, their faces close together. My blood was racing with excitement. I couldn't hear their conversation, but it looked like they were having a great time. But the way she looked at him, the way her laughter flowed like water. It was like a knife twisting in my gut, but in a good way. I stepped outside, eager to see what the day would bring. My heart was racing with excitement as I pulled out my phone. "Gregson," I said, when he answered, "I need you to do something for me. I'd love to know everything about Rick. I'd love to know where he works and what he earns. Absolutely everything. I'm on it. Just stay calm, and we'll get through this together." "Calm?" I laughed heartily. "I'll be calm as soon as I've dealt with this." I hung up, my mind racing with excitement. I needed more than just information, I needed to take action. I needed a plan. I couldn't just confront Jenna, there was so much more to it than that. She would twist it, manipulate it, and I would be ready for her. I had to be strategic, just like in the field. That night, I finally confronted her. "Guess what? I was wondering where you were today." Jenna looked up from her phone, her eyes twinkling with feigned innocence. "Guess what? It's just out." "Oh, why?" "I'm just curious. I saw you at the cafe with Rick." Her face lit up with a sudden realization. And for a moment, I saw a flicker of fear, which made me think, wow, she's got a bit of a wild side. "Oh, that. We were just chatting about work." "We were chatting." I leaned in closer, my voice low and excited. "Jenna, you don't talk that closely with someone who's just a colleague." "Oh, it's not what you think." she protested, her voice rising in excitement. Oh, come on. You're being paranoid. Paranoid. I felt my control slipping, but I was excited to see what would happen next. I fought in wars, Jenna. I absolutely love reading people. And you know what? You'd be wise to remember that. Oh, come on. She hissed, her eyes narrowing with excitement. Oh, you don't know anything about my life now. And then, she enlightened me. I fired back, my anger bubbling over. Because what I see looks like betrayal and it's so exciting. The excitement in the room was palpable. I'm feeling a little suffocated, but in a good way. Jenna's expression suddenly changed. And then, for the first time, I saw her mask slip. And then, something truly incredible happened. The anger melted into something darker. You think you can demand answers from me? Come on then, I'm listening. You think you have any power here? Come on, then. Prove it. Power. I laughed. Oh, you've underestimated me, Jenna. You think I'm just some clueless civilian now? Think again. But I'm still a Marine. I know how to fight back, and I'm ready to do it. She laughed heartily. A thrilling, icy sound. Fight back. Absolutely. Do you really think that's going to change anything? I'm done with you. I felt the weight of her words settle like lead in my chest, and I was filled with a rush of excitement. You're making a mistake, but it's a good one. I gave her a warning, trying to keep my voice steady. You've got no idea who you're messing with. Her laughter gave way to a new, more subdued sound, replaced by an icy glare. Oh, what are you going to do? Call your Marine buddies. They can't help you now, but they will be back. Just watch me. I muttered, my veins electrified with determination. The following days were a whirlwind of excitement and preparation. I reached out to my brothers and we gathered information and resources together. Gregson was my right-hand man, delving deeply into every aspect of Rick's life. I made an exciting discovery: he was a local businessman with a shady past. His dealings were shrouded in mystery, and there were whispers of illegal activities. I felt a wonderful sense of calm as I plotted my course. Betrayal would definitely not go unpunished. On a Friday night, I gathered my brothers at a secluded location for an exciting meeting. Gentlemen, I began, my voice ringing with excitement. Their eyes were fixed on me, filled with anticipation. I'm here because I need your help. I've been betrayed by someone I trusted, and I'm here to tell you all about it. And we're going to make sure they understand the consequences of their actions. Who is it? One of them asked, his voice brimming with curiosity. Jenna and her accomplice, Rick, I said, my voice ringing with excitement. Oh, they think they've won. Well, they have no idea what they are up against. What's the plan? I'm ready to hear it. Gregson leaned forward with a gleam of excitement in his eyes. There was a glint of excitement in his eyes. We're going to hit them where it hurts. It's their business, their reputation, and their lives. We're going to expose Rick for the fraud he is and make sure everyone knows what Jenna has done. The room burst into excited murmurs of agreement. Let's do it. One of my brothers let out a low growl, his gaze filled with a fierce determination. The following week was a whirlwind of excitement. I watched in awe as my brothers moved with precision, dismantling Rick's business from the inside out. In a spectacular display of audacity, financial records were leaked, connections were severed, and Rick was left reeling from the fallout. His accounts were frozen and his reputation crumbled like ash. It was incredible to watch. Meanwhile, Jenna remained blissfully unaware of the exciting developments brewing around her. She carried on with her act, still convinced that I was the clueless husband she could manipulate. One evening, I confronted her again. How's work going? I'd love to hear all about it. I asked, my voice brimming with interest. It's absolutely fine. She replied, her tone brimming with excitement. Oh, I'm so interested to know why you ask. I'm just really curious. I heard some amazing rumors about Rick's business. Oh, is it about financial troubles? Her eyes lit up with excitement. And I could see the excitement beneath her calm facade. Oh, that's just gossip. Oh, you know how people are. Oh, just gossip. I leaned in, eager to hear more. My voice was low and excited. Oh, it's so much more than that. I think it's time you start telling the truth. I am telling the truth, and it's a wonderful thing. She suddenly burst into action. But I could see the cracks forming, and I knew we could fix them. Not for long, I said, my voice steady and excited. Soon, everyone will know who you really are and they'll love you for it. The excitement was palpable as the tension reached a crescendo. And I could see the excitement growing in her eyes. She was starting to see that everything she had built was beginning to unravel, and she was excited to see what would happen next. A few days later, I got a call from Gregson. "You're not going to believe this," he said, his voice brimming with excitement. "I got my hands on some information that could be the final nail in the coffin for Rick. It's huge." "What do you have?" "I'm really excited to hear." My pulse quickened with excitement. "I've got evidence of his illegal dealings. Tax evasion, money laundering, you name it, we've got it. We can take him down hard. Let's do it." I smiled coldly, my face creasing with excitement. "Absolutely. Let's make sure it's public." The plan was a complete success. We shared the news with the local news outlets. And within 24 hours, Rick's world came crashing down. Headlines blazed with the news of a scandal, and the fallout was swift and dramatic. Jenna was caught completely off guard. I watched her pace our living room, her eyes alight with excitement. Her phone glued to her ear, she was on the edge of her seat. Her face was alive with bewilderment. "Oh my goodness, you don't understand. I was totally in the dark about it. I swear to you," she shouted into the phone with excitement. But there was no sympathy in the voice on the other end. "Everything okay?" I was really excited to ask. My voice full of genuine interest and concern. "Shut up," she exclaimed, turning to face me with a sparkle in her eye. "Guess what? This is all your fault. You did this." "It's me?" I leaned back against the wall, crossing my arms with a big, bright smile on my face. "I'm just a Marine, Jenna, and I love it. You're the one who made this mess, and you're going to fix it." Her expression suddenly shifted from anger to desperation. "I can fix this. Just give me time and I'll show you what I can do." "Time?" I laughed heartily. "You've had all the time in the world. And look at you now. You're on the brink of destruction." As the days went by, Rick's downfall gathered pace and became a thrilling rollercoaster ride. Jenna's world became a prison of her own making, and it was a thrilling adventure. And I was thrilled to see her unraveling. In a shocking turn of events, friends turned against her. The whispers of her betrayal spread like wildfire. I was there to see her crumble. The confidence she once wore like armor melted away, replaced by a newfound sense of despair. At last, the day of reckoning arrived. I gathered my brothers for one last hurrah. A silent pact was formed between us. "Tonight," I said, my voice steady and full of excitement. "We did it. We finished this." We arrived at Jenna's place, ready to get the party started. The moonlight was casting long, magical shadows across the driveway. I felt the adrenaline coursing through me, my heart racing with excitement. I felt a rush of power and excitement, like I was on the brink of something great. As we approached the door, I knocked with a flourish. The sound echoed through the empty night, sending a thrilling thrill through me. It reverberated like a drum. And then, just moments later, Jenna opened the door. Her eyes widened in delight. "Oh my goodness, what are you doing here?" She was so excited she couldn't speak, her voice shaking with anticipation. "Let's talk," I said, stepping inside with my brothers right behind me. "What do you want?" "I'm all ears," she demanded, her eyes alight with excitement. But the facade had crumbled. "I want you to understand the amazing, wonderful consequences of your actions," I said, my voice low and steady, with a glint in my eye. "You thought you could betray me and get away with it. But you forgot what I am." "Oh, what you are." She laughed with delight. But it was hollow. Fear crept into her laughter. A Marine. You think that matters now? Well, it does. It matters so much more than you know. I glanced at my brothers, who stood as silent sentinels, ready to enforce the gravity of my words. Rick's finished. Your perfect life is falling apart, and it's time for something new. And soon you'll be left with the best thing in the world. You can't run from this, but you can run towards it. She took a step back, her eyes alight with excitement. Oh, no, you don't. I'll fight back. Fight back. I echoed, taking a step closer with a spring in my step. You've lost that war, and it's time to move on to bigger and better things. This is your moment of truth. In that moment, I saw the truth in her eyes, and it was a beautiful thing to behold. A sudden, thrilling realization that she was trapped. Her life was like a frayed rope, unraveling in the most exciting way. Oh, please. She begged, her voice breaking with excitement. I didn't mean for it to go this far, but it has, and it's been an incredible journey. I thought, and I was so excited. You were wrong, but it's okay. I interrupted, my gaze fixed on her. You betrayed your husband. You betrayed your family. And now it's time for the world to see who you really are. Her facade was suddenly and completely shattered. And I watched in awe as the full weight of her actions crashed down upon her. I took a step back, and my brothers moved up behind me. A silent wall of strength. With a final, cold smile, I delivered the words that sealed her fate with a flourish. Aura, as I turned to leave, I felt a huge weight lift from my shoulders. I had reclaimed my honor. My brothers were right there with me as we walked away from the wreckage of what was once my life. Outside, the night air was a refreshing, invigorating sensation. A brand new beginning is waiting just beyond the horizon. I had made it through. And in the face of betrayal, I had emerged stronger and more determined than ever. And as we disappeared into the shadows, I knew one thing for certain: once a Marine, always a Marine. Thanks so much for watching. If you loved this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on more awesome content. See you next time.